very popular subject these days, the carnivore diet. You and I know everything that's wrong with it from a nutritional standpoint. But why are these people have amazing claims? I met a lot of people that have kicked the vegan diet or just struggling. They go on a carnivore diet and they do have great stories. So why do you think that is?
I think that there are a, um, a small amount of people with an autoimmune condition, particularly rheumatoid arthritis, that are sensitive to some plant-derived compounds that flare them up. We know from experience of working with fasting, where we have some rheumatoid arthritis patients that flare up to certain plant elements, that we fast them, their pain goes away, and we feed them again with refeeding, even just watermelon, they start to flare up again, you know? And so there are some people that are sensitive to some plant antigens that do better with no exposure like that. But we can solve that without going on a carnivore diet, of course, with time. But, you know, it's very unfortunate that that person is so sick that they have to avoid all plant antigens to destimulate their immune system because they're going to shorten their lifespan. It doesn't mean that a carnivore diet isn't powerfully lifespan shortening and cancer causing. Just because they feel better temporarily because they have an autoimmune sensitivity to some plant antigens, it's very unfortunate. But a carnivore diet could also help some people with schizophrenia because the ketosis and the lack of, in other words, you're containing a certain abnormal biochemistry in the brain that can distort. So there's a couple of places where it could be useful. Seizure disorders that are not controllable with medication, schizophrenia, and rheumatoid arthritis who are sensitive to too many plant antigens. But we don't usually put people on a carnivore diet if we can solve it in some other way. And it's very rare that that a person would ever have to resort to that, because through fasting and then introducing foods that have lower antigenic potential, we can design a plant-based diet that could also keep the person in good control in the vast majority of cases. And it would be very rare that you wouldn't have because we could just start to give them a food like, with low antigenic potential, like zucchini and white potato and white rice, and then gradually get them on cooked green vegetables and move them onto food so that we can increase and get them and fast them again, and then we can keep increasing their exposure to lower the sensitivity, lower the body weight, lower the toxicity, and get them able to tolerate plant antigens. Keep in mind that this inability to tolerate plant antigens means they've inhibited their protective barrier in the digestive tract, allowing peptides to pass through the tight junctions in the digestive tract, so they have digestive impairment and toxicity, which is causing their sensitivity to these plant foods that they feel better on the carnivore diet, which keeps reinforcing the inflammation and of the digestive tract and the lack of connectivity and the lack of digestive keeping out the plant antigens. So it makes it so they're going to be more. It doesn't lead to a solving of the problem, though they feel better temporarily. But it's such a small number of people that have used that with a big megaphone to make believe the carnivore diet is a healthy diet for every person to eat. And that's just such a nonsensical.
Well, people don't know, and if you don't know anything about nutrition or health, and you start eating a certain way and you start feeling all these great benefits, of course you're going to tell the world. That's because it's working for you. They don't know the crux of it and the damage they're creating. They're just so excited that they're feeling great that they want to tell the world.
Yeah, I know. But
You
it's
know?
amazing um, how 10,000 studies show how destructive that is to a person's health, and people could ignore all those
Well,
all
you
the
look
time.
at studies, people don't. You do, and that's why I want to have you as a guest here. And that's what I said. You're not narrow-minded. If you see a study showing something that even goes against what you find best for you, you're open to it. That's what I meant by not being narrow-minded and being open to other things.
Nature's wealth, good for your health. This is the raw life health.